You're gonna be a pro. You're gonna have to
I know I'm gonna have to have my own radio show
have your
soon,
own
right?
like podcast, in your basement, just smoking cigars with the boys.
For sure, for sure.
All right, whenever you're ready.
All right, I think we're ready. Well, thanks for coming in, and spending a little time with us here today. So tell us a little bit about what makes you unique and different as a real estate agent, versus all the other agents out there.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. I'm actually, what sets me apart is I'm different than other people because I've done stand-up comedy for 3 years. So I'm going to be a lot more entertaining and funnier than any of your real estate agents that are just these stuffy guys with a suit and tie, and they're just like inauthentic. I'm going to be authentic. I've done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for I don't even know how many years. I've taken a break, but I have a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so in case there are some issues, I can always, put someone in a headlock and negotiate that way. And yeah, I don't know. I'm Lithuanian, so I play basketball. I run marathons. I ran a marathon last year. Maybe going to do a 50K this year. So I just apply all these things I've learned in these other difficult endeavors towards real estate and, servicing the clients and negotiating and getting the best deal possible for my clients.
Okay, great, perfect. So, in today's market, the environment is pretty difficult, and lots of people are running scared. They're afraid of the market and what the short-term future holds. What would you tell somebody that says, "Hey, look, I don't want to buy right now. I'm just going to rent." How would you talk to clients that are afraid of this market and what the future holds?
Well, that's actually a good question, Peter. The best time to buy is always now. Over time, the market's always appreciated besides the 2008 financial crisis. And, if you look at it, investing in real estate is always going to be one of the best, most solid, good investments you can make. If you buy a house, it's going to appreciate over time. It's going to be a good investment. If you're renting, maybe a good thing in certain situations, but a lot of time you're just throwing away money. Like someone, let's say, bought a house, like let's say 50 years ago, right, for like $60,000, right? That person, let's say, is like 70 years old right now, and their house is worth $1 million. You sell that house right there, there's your retirement money. Great investment, appreciated over time. So, I mean, it's always been a way to create wealth and, good generational income. For me, I want to get started more in buying investment properties and stuff like that, because as a real estate agent or someone that's like an entrepreneur, you're not going to really get that much money in like retirement from the government, so you have to find other ways to fund that retirement, and maybe be one of these old people that's living in Naples playing shuffleboard with everybody and golfing and having fun with the other retirement community. So yeah, I would say the best time to buy real estate is now, like as it always has been.
Perfect. So let's talk a little bit about investment properties and some of the strategies. Like there's a few different things you could do, like fix and flip, short-term, Airbnb, long-term. You want to talk about investment properties in general and what the strategies are, and go from there.
Yeah, so like fix and flip, I've seen my parents do it before. It's like you buy a property, ideally I think you try to get what the property is worth. You try to get lower, you try to offer lower than that, and hopefully you get that offer in and you buy lower. So right there, that's basically you're investing. Then for fix and flip, if you're just doing this as your investment strategy, you're not going to be living in that house. Renovations, all that, like let's say 3 to 6 months, you want to be able to do that, renovate it, and then flip it for as quickly as possible, and in that situation you should be able to profit, especially if you bought lower than market value and then you fixed it up and sold it. So that could be like a good investment strategy. A lot of people do it. A lot of people make, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 30, $60,000 profit doing stuff like that. Other options are like, I know a couple of people that do like short-term Airbnbs. So you buy like an investment property, could be in Illinois, could be in Florida somewhere, a nice location, and you make it nice, and you put it on like Airbnb, and people come in and they stay and they pay for it, and usually you can, it's not as passive as other investments, but you have to put in some work, but you make more money. Like let's say if you have 1, 2, 3 tenants staying over a month at an Airbnb than if you would if it was like more of a long-term rental thing. And then there's also the long-term rental things you could do, like single family homes. You can do condos. You can do multi-unit family, like 4 doors or 8 doors, and then that thing would be, once again, people are paying rent. You're paying off the mortgage on that thing. It's a good investment. You're getting some sort of cash flow coming in. And that could be a way to, add some extra income and build generational wealth, and something you could do to retire. Or there's so many stuff like that I don't even understand when it comes to like real estate investing. I hear all these gurus like Pace Morby or something talking about like creative finance, like they buy stuff without a loan or even their own money and acquire properties. So I think there's always more you could learn in different ways, and to become a real estate investor.
Okay. One of the things I always like to do and like to hear is one of the buzzwords is house hacking, right? It's become popular over the past, call it 5 years, where somebody is at a young age and their first property, right, should potentially be a multifamily property, right? You want to talk a little bit about how a first time home buyer / want to become investor, what they should do, right? I think this is super valuable.
Right. So I think, with that you can get like a first FHA loan, so first time homeowner loan, and it's like 3% or something like that, and you can basically get like a multi-unit, so like four doors property. You can live in one of the places, and then you can rent out the other 3 places. So basically, that could either be paying off your mortgage, or you already put down a down payment and stuff, and just a great way to get your first investment property and have a place to live and somehow cash flow. And that's a great way to do it.
Perfect. What else do you think we can? How are those? You got?
Yeah, I think those solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got.
I mean, it's gonna be like the 3 to 4 reels, like you said. Anyway,
Yeah.
So.
I think we got a real, at least something to start, out
Okay.
there for.
Okay.
It doesn't take long to put together, the 3 or 4. So this is a start. Like this, this